The way I grew up was brutal. I would not say I wish that upon anyone, but I didn't grow up with my parents. My mom was young. She was from the time where girls are meant for marriage. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to go to school. They didn't believe in that. She was given out for marriage at the age of 15. So she had me, my sister, and my younger brother, and my father left and never came back home. So we were with our roof on our head, and my grandmother had left the village, and she came to take my other sister because my other sister was big enough to help her in the village. But I was so sick, my mother couldn't afford to take me to the hospital. So my grandmother took me to the village, and she had the traditional ways of medicines and all that stuff, and that is what they could afford. So I ended up growing up with my grandmother from then on. I saw the positive side of how I grew up because I was like, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be this person I am today. I can say I'm unbreakable mentally. It's something that no one can ever break me mentally. I just say life prepared me for something better. It do help with powerlifting a lot. When things get tough, I just look for another way. The confidence I got from powerlifting was huge. I feel like that's what I was meant to do out here.
Great job, ladies. Thank you.
I went to school in Belgium. I studied administration, regular secondary school, but I faced a lot of racism in school from teachers actually. I was looking for a way to belong in the community or to fit in. I also played handball. I was a very good handball player anyway, but I just couldn't fit in the group of people because I don't know, I was just finding my own spot. I was finding where I can feel safe, where I can feel okay, I can feel good about my own self. So powerlifting brought that to me. My ex told me there is powerlifting, and I was like, what is powerlifting? He said it's squat, bench and deadlift. I'm like, okay, sounds interesting. And then I started training powerlifting from 2020. And the first coach that I had kind of saw it like a talent. She was amazed of how strong I was. It's not the first time somebody said this is actually a talent. It's not something wrong about how you look or anything. She believed in me, and that is the turning point for me to do powerlifting. That was the moment where I'm okay, somebody actually think I can do something. I'm actually stronger than I thought I was. She talked about how we could go to the Euros and how in a short time I can win this and I can win that and I can be unstoppable. And I left her place feeling like I could literally lift the moon. That's the kind of confidence I got from it. It gave me a sense of belonging, and that's what I needed, I think. When I started powerlifting, that is the first time in my life where I didn't feel sad about how I grew up as a child. And sorry, that is something that someone can never take from me. So, yeah, sorry.
And welcome back to the IPF World Championships here live. It is the 84 Kilo Open.
And here comes Sonita.
So at my first World Championship, I was already struggling to fit the minus 84 category. I struggled a lot to fit in that weight class. But 3 months before the World Championship, I was doing 10,000 steps every day, and I still wasn't losing weight. 4 days out, I was barely eating anything. I got to the venue, I could barely stand.
Sonita Muluh, a bit of a distressed look on her face.
It looked like she lost a bit of control at the bottom there.
Didn't look happy with how that felt.
After the World Championship, I never wanted to be in that situation again. And I had so many injuries, and I wasn't healing. I wasn't healing up because of how low I was eating before the World Championships. Motivation-wise, it's the lowest I've been. At that particular moment, I felt like I was holding my body a lot back from my potentials. I couldn't really do what my body's capable of doing. So I said, I'm gonna go a weight class up and heal up before I go back down. I went from the 84 into the 84 plus. And since then, I have been injury-free, but I've never wanted to be this heavy. That was never a goal of mine because I actually cut down before I started powerlifting. But at a certain point, I tend to look past the body and appreciate what my body is capable of, and I find peace with that. So that's really been the big turning point for me. So going into the World Championship, the expectation was high. I didn't expect that I was going to win. I was 100% sure I was going to win the World Championship. So the goal for me was really just to make sure that I take first. The chances were there, but 1 week out of the World Championship, I got injured. I was in so much pain. I put it back and I tried to get into the position. I couldn't get in under the squat. I couldn't even hold the bar this. That was when I wasn't sure of things. It was a bit clouded in my mind. The thing is, we had to make a different game plan. I still wanted to push. I still wanted to push for the squats.
Now there's been talk leading into this right before she took an injury.
And here comes Sonita to take her first world record. Wow! She had more there.
I ended up with a squat record, but that was not where I wanted to end up with the squat record. I was expecting like 293 or something. And I felt like I was strong enough to have pulled that off.
But here's Sonita Muluh for a world deadlift record, a world total record, and the lead in the world titleship race. Oh my God!
And the tide has turned again. Talk about dramatic. Oh!
Finish later, she is
With
back in gold medal position.
And forces the hand of Team Belgium.
So it's Sonita next. Her team has dropped the attempt to exactly what she needs for the win.
When I had to pull the deadlift, I thought I had to pull 265. Before going on the stage, I noticed I was 267.5. I had to pull 2.5 kilos more to be able to win on body weight.
And she got it. Can she lock it? Can she lock it out? She is still pulling. She is still pulling. Has she got it? And that's 3 reds. You cannot come back from 3 reds.
It broke my heart. I mean, my mom was there too. I was crying and she's like, I didn't even know you were going to take second, but you took second. She didn't even know I was even going to podium. And I was crying because I took second. After the World Championship, when we were backstage, I didn't know that I made my qualification. So when I heard that SVD was looking for me, I'm like, wait, I got the invite? My mom was super excited. She's super excited about me going to Sheffield. She's definitely coming. She means the world to me. Literally my whole family is coming. My brother, my sister's kids, like, they're all coming. That was when I was like, okay, we still have Sheffield to prove that we can do this. I was watching Sheffield last year with my whole family. I went over to my mom. We got like popcorn, literally had like popcorn, my sister, I made sure that everyone was there. And like, they needed to see that because that's a part of powerlifting they have not seen before. Many people in my family understand what powerlifting is. I feel like if I also put them like in that sport and like show them what the possibilities that we have in powerlifting and how we can grow the sport. I want to be able to influence the powerlifting back home, actually in Africa in general. If we can get this over to Africa, there's gonna be a lot of endless possibilities and new talents, and it's gonna be amazing. Once I compete at Sheffield, I have that feeling it's gonna be what I need for it to reach back home. So that's why I'm really looking forward to Sheffield, and I'm like trying to prepare for it as best as I can, so I can get people back home excited about the sport.